What's good, everyone, and welcome to the very first episode of the Weekly Wildchat, presented by the Daily Wildcat and UATV. I'm Danielle, and here with me I have Justin, Dom, and Ivan. So how's everyone been doing?
Great, Danielle. Thanks.
Harambe was an inside job.
I'm good. How are you?
No, hold on. We got to first start this thing off about talking about clowns. What is this issue that's been going around? It's like an epidemic across the country.
Let it be known that I am deathly afraid of clowns, and if one comes up on me, you guys have to have my back.
Nah,
I'm putting that on you, Justin.
If it's heads, I'll help you out. If it's tails, I'm bailing.
Oh
You don't got time to
God.
flip a coin. Those suckers move fast.
I'm good as long
You're
as
not
no
gonna
clowns
win
come at me. Happy
You gotta outrun
Friday,
them,
happy
but you-
Friday. That's all we should be concerned about.
it's the weekend. Let's get
Clowns
started.
Clowns'
And we're
favorite
here.
day.
Let's get the ball rolling.
Yeah, we're here to talk with you guys. We're going to dive right into Arizona football as the Wildcats prepare for their trip to Salt Lake City to take on Utah. The Wildcats are 2-3, and they are literally limping into this week and have concerns all across the board. So what would you guys say is the biggest issue for the Wildcats?
I'm going to go ahead and get the thing started for us. What isn't the biggest issue for Arizona right now? It just seems like everything that can go wrong has gone wrong. First, starting with the quarterback position, they're down to their fourth-string quarterback in Tate, if he were to play today. The running back position, they have Tyrell Johnson, they have Samaje Grant, guys that are used to be receivers. They are now playing running back. The injuries are definitely hurting the Wildcats, but just going into some positives, one thing that I thought was going to be the weakness of U of A this year, but has kind of been the strength, is the front seven on the defensive line. One thing that I noticed against UCLA was, they didn't get any sacks. They got 0 sacks against UCLA, but it seemed like, especially in the first half, they were definitely getting to Josh Rosen. They were starting to rattle him up a little bit, and you could see a guy that's supposed to be a number 1 pick in the next couple of years. You could kind of sense that he was starting to get uncomfortable. Obviously, the second half was a different story, but there's a lot of things going on with this Arizona team that I do like, but going into this week 2-3 and taking on a pretty tough Utah team, that's going to be tough to handle.
Yeah, and while we're on the topic of defense, the defense kind of come into spotlight in recent weeks, especially early on this season, and they've kind of gotten thrown under the bus. If you look at the numbers compared to the first 5 games of last year, they're giving up about a touchdown more per game this year than they were last year. So it really comes down to the production on offense, and you can't really knock them because they're running with a 4th-string quarterback and a 4th, 5th-string wide receiver with them in the backfield. So it's hard to pin it on the defense when the offense is getting so little production. You look at turnovers too for the defense. They had 6 through the first 5 games last year. They had 6 again in 1 game against Grambling State this year. So they have 9 overall through the first 5 games. The defense isn't the problem. It's definitely the productivity of the offense.
I would say the defense is the problem because all their turnovers came against Grambling.
We're already getting into it.
It came against once Devontae Kincaid went out. Otherwise, they would have lost by 20 points to Grambling State.
They only gave up 6 more points per game than they were for the first 5 last year.
Yes, but I'm saying they need to get more turnovers. Otherwise, they've got 1 turnover against Washington.
They got 9.
Known last year.
They got 9 turnovers. The offense isn't doing anything.
Yeah, they got 9 turnovers, 6 against Grambling State, which they should have blown out.
Through
It's an FCS team.
Through 5 games last year, we had 42 points off turnovers. This year we got 28, and most of them came in 1 game.
Yes.
So how is that? Are you pinning that on the defense or the offense?
I'm pinning it on both of them. No one is blameless right now. I'm just saying the defense needs to get more turnovers to give the offense better opportunities because if Khalil Tate starting, he's probably going to need a shorter field to operate.
It's fair.
On the subject with the defense, with Marcel Yates, and rest in peace to the 3-3-5 defense, I'm so thankful that it's gone. But Marcel Yates and his introduction to the 4-2-5 or 4-3-2, I thought this would be the ideal defense for the linebackers that they have, especially in Paul McGlure. I was going back and watching the UCLA game. Paul McGlure only played 20 snaps out of the 73. That's concerning considering he's supposed to be the number 8 hybrid going into this year's draft, outside linebacker, safety type of player. So if your best defensive player isn't playing any snaps, and they want to ask Rich Rod, hey, what's the deal? What's going on with Paul McGlure? And he says, he's banged up. And then on Monday, he comes out and says, no, just some scheming issues, just how we approach the game. It's like, I don't know what to get out of this team, and him pretty much lying to us. I mean, he doesn't want to add any controversy to this team. But when your best defensive player isn't out there making plays, that's definitely a problem for Arizona. And another thing, Devontae Neal. He is the only 5-star recruit on this team. Obviously, he went to Notre Dame before he went to Arizona, but the fact is that we're sitting here in his senior year, and he hasn't even led the team in tackles in one game. When you had a guy like Will Parks, who was a part of that same recruiting class, who was a number 114th safety in the country, versus a 5-star recruit, and now he's playing in the NFL making plays while Devontae Neal is viewed as a bust. It's just, it's tragic. So...
Good points. Well, Arizona's quarterback situation is a little murky going into this week as Brandon Dawkins is questionable with a rib injury he got at UCLA. And then obviously Khalil Tate's red shirt was burned. So we now have another quarterback controversy 2.0. So now I have a question for you guys. Who deserves to start more, Khalil or Brandon?
You want to kick this off?
Right now, I would go with Khalil Tate because he's helping Brandon Dawkins. Brandon Dawkins is the better quarterback, but he got banged up against UCLA. So that's why I feel like Tate should be the starter right now. Next week, if they're both healthy, I'd go Dawkins.
Ivan and I were talking about this before he came on air. It's hard for me to sit here and comfortably say Dawkins should be the starter when his best game of his career was the 3-quarter game he played against ASU. He's played 5 games this year and hasn't gotten any better, 4 if you take out BYU. And he's not getting any better. The game against ASU, he had over 300 passing yards, he had over 100 rushing yards, 3 total TDs. He hasn't came anywhere near that on either side of production. So it's hard for me to sit here and comfortably say that Brandon Dawkins is the guy when he's arguably getting worse each game.
Let me ask you. let me ask you this, Dom. How is he getting worse every game?
How is he getting better?
Ivan, were we talking about this? Only 1 interception all year long?
Yeah, he's only thrown 1 interception all year long.
How many open receivers has he missed? Can't hit a guy. I can hit a guy in the chest better than he can.
He's hitting Sean Brown. That's about it.
He's hitting Sean Brown, but
that's a problem. That's a problem. When Sean Brown is your go-to guy, that's a problem. That's going to get shut down real fast.
Last year, who was it? Johnny Jackson was the go-to guy for all Maryland. No, it did not work. They went 7-6.
It didn't work.
They're good.
A New Mexico Bowl. What I'm trying to say is when they're both healthy. Ivan even said this. He's going with Khalil Tate, but if they're both healthy, if Dawkins is, you know what, I'm feeling myself this week. Dawkins is the better quarterback. He's longer. He's got a better arm.
Based on what? Accurate
arm, might I said. Khalil Tate's got a monster arm. And I love me some Khalil Tate. After UCLA game, he left an impression that I don't think a lot of people could leave, especially in just a short time. Not even Brandon Dawkins against Arizona State left the impression that Khalil Tate left. But in terms of team camaraderie, I just think with Brandon Dawkins and how he goes out and how he commands the offense, and it just seems like everybody wants to play around him. You can't blame Arizona's offensive woes on just Brandon Dawkins, considering he has nobody to hand the ball off to. There's other than the Keebler elf, Tyrell Johnson. Exactly. So I think with a healthy team, and if all quarterbacks were healthy, I'm going to have to choose Brandon Dawkins. It's a tough one because I think Khalil Tate is the future of this team for what we saw against UCLA. But Brandon Dawkins is the man, regardless.
Well, my question to you would then be, if Khalil Tate is the future, like you just said, if he's the future of the team, why not give him the ball?
Because Dawkins is the present.
On what grounds? He started 4 games. What has he done?
Okay, so
he started 4 games, and his best game was as a backup last year. He hasn't even came close to that.
So
has he hit 150 passing yards this year?
He has 11 touchdowns already.
Matt Scott
I think he had 200 once.
200 passing yards?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
I'm not. I said I think.
If it makes any difference, I'm with Justin. I want Brandon.
Okay, so let's rewind the clocks back a little bit. If Matt Scott was the future of Arizona football, but he was sitting behind Nick Foles, are we saying, oh, no, bench Nick Foles, we're putting Matt Scott in?
Well, Nick Foles was performing every week. You can't be comparing Brandon Dawkins to Nick Foles. Give me
I'm not comparing it. I'm just comparing the situations. 2 totally different quarterbacks. What I'm saying is you have the present now, and that's Brandon Dawkins.
Brandon Dawkins needs to prove to me that he is the present. He hasn't done anything to show me this year. Watching him every single week, week in, week out, he hasn't proven anything to me that he's the starting quarterback of this team. Not that Khalil Tate has, but why not give Khalil Tate a shot? Say Khalil Tate comes in and lets a spark into these guys. They need to start getting something going because they're not, if they keep losing games, they're not going to make a bowl game this year.
He didn't show you anything. He took a top 10 team down to the very last play. That right
what has he done this
No
year?
running game.
That's my no running game.
That's
No JJ Taylor. No Nick Wilson.
That's
He
my
handed it off to
problem.
himself half the
That's
time.
my problem. That's my problem. Is his best game was last year. As a backup, he hasn't gotten any better. He's not shown me anything this year. You guys keep talking about the present right now. He's the guy of the present. He hasn't done anything to show me in the present. He had a great game against ASU. I'll give him that. If he continued that, yeah, he's 100% hands down the starter. But he hasn't shown me anything this year to convince me that he can do what he did against ASU.
Can I ask you a question? If Dawkins starts against BYU, do they beat BYU?
Yes.
I don't pin that loss on Solomon. Do you?
I don't pin it on Solomon, but I think Dawkins could have won that game. Solomon wasn't well that game either.
You just played yourself.
Cool Tate, man.
Well, there you have it. There's no for sure answer coming from this group right here.
Oh, there's a
so-
for sure answer.
Well, we
Cool
got
Tate.
this
Brandon
side,
Dawkins.
got this side, Khalil. So, well, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after this break, and we're going to talk about some Arizona hockey. Welcome back to Weekly Wildchat with the coolest people on campus. We're still here to talk sports with you guys, and we're going to talk Arizona hockey. They are hosting their first game of the season tonight against Northern Arizona at 7:30. And the Wildcats have a plethora of Canadians on their team. You might not have known that, but now you do. So I am going to test out the knowledge of Dom, Justin, and Ivan to see if they're capable of talking slang in the North. Are you guys ready?
Oh, I was born ready.
Let's do it.
This is my game. This is my game.
Six.
All right, guys, so here's the Canadianisms. My first one for you. When I get home tonight, I can't wait to crash on my Chesterfield. Is that a bed, a floor, or a couch?
Couch.
In what context are you getting home tonight? You stumbled through the door?
Yeah, that's
the context clues are huge.
What time?
No
What time? We're talking 2 a.m.
No
or...
context clues.
There's a lot of variables here.
Yeah, the Chesterfield. I'm gonna have to say bed. I'll go bed.
Got a bed,
Yeah.
got a couch.
No, I don't know. I'm gonna have to go couch. Again, it could. If you're stumbling in at 2 a.m., it might be the floor. The floor would be my secondary guess, but I'm gonna go couch.
Couch it
Chesterfield is a couch.
Chesterfield is a couch. Good work. All right, number 2.
Off to a great start.
Do you use whitener? Is that toothpaste, creamer, or deodorant?
Toothpaste.
Well, toothpaste is the obvious one. I didn't think about creamer until this morning. That's an interesting one. It could be creamer.
But it could also.
I'm the safe pick. I'm gonna go toothpaste.
Toothpaste.
I really feel like this is a curveball. I really think this is deodorant. Why? I don't know why. I really, because whenever you put on deodorant, it kind of leaves like some like white streaks on it, I guess. So
Depends what deodorant.
Whitener.
Yeah, white streaks are bad. They advertise against that.
I'm gonna have to say creamer. No, toothpaste. No, cream.
Pick one.
Toothpaste.
He said deodorant first. It's gotta be deodorant.
You guys are all going with toothpaste?
No. You gotta
Creamer.
No, you gotta go deodorant.
I thought you said deodorant.
No, I'm not
You
saying
were on the
deodorant.
deodorant
I'm not saying deodorant.
Final answer.
Creamer.
Creamer is right.
Oh
There you go.
god.
After
I
picking
talked you
every
into that
answer-
Whitener
one.
is
I talked you into
creamer.
that one.
Every answer
Give me a
was supposed to be
break.
right.
Man, all right, next one. Every class has a keener. Is a keener a professor, a smarty pants, or a brown noser?
Going with smarty pants.
A keener. I'm gonna go smarty pants.
You guys are like the same person.
Basically.
Professor, smarty pants, or brown nose.
Why is Justin always getting to go last?
Go last then. Wait for him to
Justin
answer.
just gets to see what everyone else is saying.
brown noser?
Oh,
Yep.
see, now he's...
Yeah.
I'm throwing the challenge
He knows
flag.
You're
Give
a brown noser.
He knows because he probably was one in school. Suck up to the teachers.
Oh,
Little
boy.
teacher's pet.
Well, we gotta post that. We gotta make that afro.
Look at that
We gotta make
shade.
that afro photo.
Yeah,
Oh, we
that's
need,
a photo
we, need
online.
to, we need to bring
That's
that
not
up.
around.
Curls. All right, next one. After the game, I'm going to buy a 2-4 to celebrate.
I thought a lot about. I'm
Is
gonna
it
let you guys go
2-4?
first. I'm not gonna answer that.
All right,
You guys
Justin. Is it a bottle of liquor, a hamburger, or a case of beer?
Case of beer.
Case of beer.
go. I'm gonna go bottle of liquor. I'm thinking like a 40,
A 2-4.
a 2-4 40. I'm gonna go bottle of liquor.
like a big 24-ounce thing.
Yeah,
Like 2-4.
like a
It's
40.
actually a case of beer. If you think of it like a 24,
I'm not
24
Canadian.
pack.
I'm not-
Is that
You played
24
yourself.
case? 24
24.
pack? Like a 2-4?
Yeah, it's like a
A
24.
2-4. That's why they call it
Oh.
that. All right, I think this is the last one. Last one.
Very last one.
When I can't find my keys, I cause a kerfuffle. Is a kerfuffle?
What kind of keys were those? You playing the piano keys?
I got the keys.
I got
Again, no
Or
context in these
my-
questions here.
My
You
house
write these,
keys
Justin?
or my car keys, I cause a kerfuffle. Is that a fight, a commotion, or a storm?
I can't find my keys.
It's,
Well, again, I don't know.
it's so easy.
Again, how upset do you get when you can't find your keys?
I don't know.
How
It depends
upset
on
do
what
you
kind of
get, dog?
person you are.
I mean, it depends. If I'm like in a hurry, I'm trying to go somewhere. Again,
Don't
context clues
overthink.
missing
Just
here.
hope it's right.
Well, I gotta switch it up because I'm behind. You guys gotta go first again.
Okay.
Ivan's first.
I'm always for commotion.
Storm.
I gotta go fight. I just gotta go. I gotta switch it up. I gotta try to get a point on you
You're
guys
not
here.
like the kind of person to fight.
I gotta go. No, but I mean,
Dom is
I don't even know
He
who
can't-
wrote these.
he can't find his keys. He's like,
he's over
"I
here.
need
Justin's
to find
playing the
my
keyboard. I don't even know what kind of keys we're talking about.
Yes.
I don't even know he played the
I said it was
piano.
like car keys. I'm over here punching somebody. It's a commotion. I cause a commotion. A kerfuffle is a commotion.
I got 3, I think.
Or a
I
fury
got the
of
first one.
agitation.
I started strong.
The other
So
definition.
Hey, just
Tied.
like Dawkins, starting
We
strong.
tied and Dom lost.
And not finishing?
Wow. Well, there you
It's
have
kinda-
it.
it's kinda shady over-
Canadianisms.
Dom lost.
Don't be such a
I
hoser.
did lose.
A hoser. What's a hoser?
now you're just-
Like a schmuck.
What's a schmuck?
Well,
like use
An
interchangeably?
unsophisticated person.
Okay.
A
Did you
lame.
look that
A
up?
A
hoser.
scrub.
I guess
Such
CQ
a
on the
hoser.
So a scrub.
A scrub.
A scrub?
I don't want no
A hoser.
hoser.
Well, there you go. You
A
guys
hoser can't get no
walk
love
around
from me.
campus talking Canadian now. Or if you go to a hockey
Except
game,
Dom.
you know how to talk to them. But, all right. Before we wrap up today, let's talk about Utah, Arizona. I want to know your guys' score predictions, and I want to know how you think the flow of the game is going to go. So, Ivan, you're on the spot first.
We're going to score first, and then Utah's going to score, and then Utah's going to score again.
Can you give us a play-by-play game summary?
Determine the flow of the game because we're going to go 3 and out. So then we'll be down 14, and then we're going to throw the ball, and I'm going to say it's going to be
Who's going to throw the ball?
38-21. Dawkins is going to throw the ball,
Okay.
and they're going to lose.
What's the score?
38-21, Utah.
All right. I'm also going to go Utah. I'm going 37-23. What was your call?
38-21.
Giving me that look. It's
way
not
too
not
close to
far
my
off.
score.
And I have it written down.
It's like the price.
I got mine written down.
The price is right. I'm gonna pay $1 more than you.
Rich Rod and Arizona have had a lot of luck, even in Utah. But I think I don't even. I think home field advantage is going to play into it here for Utah. Even though it didn't, was that last year? 2 years ago. Even though it didn't 2 years ago, I think whether it's Dawkins or Tate, I think the crowd's going to get to him. I think it's going to play a large matter into this game. Regardless of who the quarterback is, I don't see them getting anything going. Utah's run game has struggled, definitely compared to last year. And I see Troy Williams getting going early and controlling the tempo of the game. I see Utah controlling it from pretty early on. I'm also going to go out on a limb here and say Utah's going to win the Pac-12 South.
Ooh.
Yep. The only games I'm worried about on their schedule are UCLA and UW. They have 2 away games at LA and up north in Tempe. If they can take one of those games, I'll chalk the UW game up as a loss for Utah. But if they can steal one from UCLA or ASU, I see them having a really good chance. Oregon, I'm not buying into. Colorado, I don't buy the hype in them this year. I think they're going to fall off. So I see Utah as the favorite to win the Pac-12 South.
That is a good choice. But Utah did lose to Cal last week on a heartbreaker right there at the goal line. So I think that game alone will kind of set them back because especially, they'll be competing with UCLA at the end of the Pac-12 South. Going back to this Utah game, I think Arizona will probably start Khalil Tate. I think I want Brandon Dawkins to start, but my gut feeling thinks that Rich Rodriguez will give Khalil Tate the start. I can't believe I'm referencing Matt Scott twice. In the same show.
Man, 3 times, man.
Back in the day when Matt Scott was the original starting quarterback, he underperformed, he got hurt, and then Nick Foles came in on a road game at Oregon State and stole one and won by a couple of scores. I think Khalil Tate's going to do that.
Oh, boy. You're
I'm
Dawkins all show long.
I mean, I think Brandon Dawkins is the best quarterback, but I think with that rib injury, you're uncomfortable sitting there in the pocket. You can't move. You can't do all the nice moves that you wanted to. And I think if Brandon Dawkins were to move out of the pocket, he'd be kind of gun-shy, much like when Anu got out of the pocket with his concussion. He just didn't seem like he could take hits as much. So I'm going with Khalil Tate getting the start. I think Khalil Tate will achieve or he will exceed his expectations, and I think the Wildcats will get the win. I'm going to go ahead and say Arizona wins 27-24. No. I said a couple scores. I'm going to go ahead and say 27-14. I think it will be a 2-possession game. I could totally see Arizona pulling off a win.
I agree with having Khalil Tate as a start, and I think he's going to play okay. But I do think that Utah is going to switch up their defense a little bit and pressure him a lot. And I think he's not going to be able to throw too well with the hands in the face like that. So I have Utah winning. I
want to keep going. I want to come back to this Khalil Tate, Brandon Dawkins thing, but you can keep going.
Okay. I think Utah is, like you said, they're coming off that heartbreaking win to Cal.
Yeah.
I think they're going to have the fire in them. I think they're going to come out. They're going to get up early and end up winning. I have, Arizona's going to fight in there, but I still have them winning by 10. I have Utah winning 31-21. So
you guys both. I'm just making sure I have all the facts straight here.
Yes.
You guys both pick Brandon Dawkins to start over Khalil Tate, but you're picking Khalil Tate to start this game
If they're both healthy.
and upset Utah on the road.
Because
If
I didn't pick an upset.
we're painting.
That's fair. You pick. Okay.
I'm the only one to pick the upset.
Okay, I'll address you for
I
that.
did pick Khalil Tate to start though.
Well, no, but he's picking Khalil Tate to beat Utah.
But Brandon isn't healthy. I don't want him to start if he's not healthy.
Yeah, me neither.
That's what I'm saying.
I like
That's
Brandon better
fair.
as a
That's fair.
quarterback.
If both were
than
healthy.
as a starter.
If Brandon started this week, would you still pick Arizona?
Yes. you put me in. No, if he was healthy. Again, if the injury against UCLA was just precautionary, saying, "Hey, you got a pretty good shot to the ribs. They're going to be going after you all night long. Let's just pull you. Let's give Khalil the chance to give us a win." Obviously, they didn't get the win, so yeah, I think Brandon Dawkins, if he were healthy, he should start the game, and if he were to play, I think they would win. But like I said, having a rib injury and being uncomfortable, Brandon Dawkins isn't going to be able to do the things that he's capable of doing. So I'm going to go ahead and give Khalil the start, and I think Tate will do some pretty good things this weekend.
Does that satisfy your
It doesn't, but
questions?
you know, I don't think we're seeing eye to eye on this whole Brandon Dawkins Khalil Tate thing. So I'll let it slide.
That's okay. It makes for a good debate.
I think it's so funny because the controversy at the beginning of the season was Anu Solomon versus Brandon Dawkins,
Right.
and now we're sitting here. Anu Solomon's the odd man out, and now we're saying Khalil Tate versus
It's
Brandon
a
Dawkins.
repeat controversy, and who would have thought that Arizona would have two different quarterback controversies in the same season?
What about Whirlinger too? You want to throw your hat in the ring for Whirlinger?
The guy who was 0 for 5? No.
You know,
no, I will not.
No.
I don't know, you guys. I don't know what you guys are throwing out today. You got Dawkins not starting, and then you got Khalil Tate beating Utah.
We have Khalil Tate starting now.
Okay,
because
well,
he's
no, that's
healthier
fine. But he's
now.
going to go beat Utah. It just helps my case. He should be the starter. I agree. I mean, he could go beat Utah, but if he does,
We better wrap up before it gets too
I'd rather start Uncle Rico.
I'm
I'm going to start Uncle
I'd
Rico.
love to see Tate go beat.
Well, that's all we have for you guys today. Thank you for joining us on our first episode of Weekly Wildchat, and we will be back next Friday. Enjoy your weekend.
Don't forget to like us on Facebook.
Yeah, like us on Facebook. Tweet at us.
See ya.
Go Tate.
Next week, can we put like the scores of the games like afterwards?